Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Happy Cat Crypto here. So let's pretty much address the situation with Orion Money. If you didn't know this, Orion Money have now pretty much upgraded. It's not pretty much, they have upgraded, and it looks to be that they're not going to be setting the sun on the project, and they've had a little bit of thought, and pretty much it comes down to it, doesn't it? What is dead may never die, and it seems we've managed to revitalize the blockchain to a point of now where it's fully inevitable. If Orion Money upgraded, all of the others must be following suit, and we definitely have crushed the 66%, I would believe now. So we're going to be doing a lot of coverage really on the different projects inside Terra Classic itself, but Orion Money is one of the bigger projects, but the issue at the moment for them was, and is still an issue, is the stablecoin side of things. So it's going to be a work in progress, I guess, for these folks, but you know, anything's possible, and we've had way crazier things happen recently. I mean, who would have thought, right, that TFL would make contacts and TFL would merge the code and show all of these validators that, hey, this is safe, you know, they are doing the correct things and they are working on the same things, you know, and their process is aligned with what needs to happen. And there's been so many people working to get this back to where it was, that to see Orion Money actually come out and go, we're upgrading, you know, in the next coming days. And I pretty much, if they've said they're going to upgrade, we may as well just class them as upgraded at this point, because it's a bold statement to make, isn't it? And then to not actually follow through on it, we seem to have become, like I said, this inevitable movement that has to happen. We have to become restored. We have to become revitalized. And, you know, there's been a really nice pump last night. And I hope some of you, you know, sold out at this top, because the issue, as you can see here, is a 1, a 2, and a third top. This can be seen as a triple top, I guess. So if you don't know what a triple top is, it can be seen as a bad thing in technical analysis, but I'm not a TNA advisor, but I just know pumps that go directly upwards like this have to come back down to reality. They have to come down, find a level and consolidate, and hopefully find support, say around this level, and then try to go again. And we always know that all three coins swing with each other. So could this be the fact that Orion Money's come out and said, you know, we're going to be upgrading, and people thinking, oh, I need to grab a bag now whilst it's still cheap? And like, what I see as cheap now is not, well, what a lot of people see as cheap now is not, in my opinion, cheap. It's actually really expensive per 1 million coins. And when I bought my first, I think it was 4.3 million, I paid £4.80 per 1 million. Now, a million LUNACLASSIC coins, you're looking at, you know, nearly £100. I think it's around £85 at the moment. It might be back up to 100, but you know, we're not far off the £100 to the 1 million kind of scale. And hopefully once, like, it's really not long until new validators can join the space, which I'm really looking forward to actually become a validator like some of these people and do a lot of good for the community and provide a lot of good things. And once we finish burning, that's not the end of that node. It will then go on to do other things, become better, become greater, and move forward with what the current events and everything that's going on, because at some point we are going to finish burning. And I know it seems like a long way away, but you know, the months fly by. They absolutely fly by, and you realize this the more you get older, that time moves quite fast depending on what's going on. And this is a huge win for our community to have Orion Money not set the sun on their project, and they have lost a lot of their voting power recently. So, you know, they've got a lot of work to do, as does every other validator on here, to keep in that 130 active list, because once that active list actually becomes full, the bar to get into that active list will be, you know, you'll have to get more than the 130th active staker active validator, you'll have to beat their delegation amount and have more delegated to you than them to get upper tiers, from what I know, from what I believe. So as to Friday, like I keep saying, it's an estimated date. Could happen before, could happen after. I'm constantly going and checking to see if I can stake, seeing if there's been some kind of application update or something like that. I would believe that there would be an app update the second staking is re-enabled on that block, because surely the app would need upgrading. There must be some kind of bar in the app to prevent it, like they've put a bar to stop people swapping on the Terra Station desktop app, and it wasn't like that before. You was allowed to swap for a little while. They fixed it, and it's like they turned it off whilst they sort out other things. People keep asking me what the rewards are going to be, and I just don't know, because the metrics are completely off, as you can see. That staking amount is definitely not right. So there's no staking ratio. We can see the staking ratio that we have on LUNCPenguins, but it's at a point, isn't it, where, you know, the staking ratio is not, it could be more, it could be less, but this is kind of like what we can figure out from what data we're getting from the blockchain, and the amount you're going to be getting in rewards, we just don't know. There is a 5-minute chart up now, by the way, folks. We're working to get a 1-minute chart, no promises. And as to the USTC chart, I'm unsure about that at the moment. We've got a lot of things going on that we're trying to figure out and things like that. So sorry to kind of let you down on that one, but at the same time, it's not like you haven't got somewhere else to go for a USTC price. But we do have the LUNACLASSIC price up. The chart's really accurate and it does work well. So folks, it's going to be treacherous. There's going to be a lot of green candles. There's going to be a lot of runs. There's going to be a lot of pumps, a lot of dumps, and just trade safe, you know, and make sure when you're staking that you understand that if your coins are locked up and they're delegated, it's going to take you 21 days to get them out of delegation, regardless of where they are. You have to wait 21 days. So you need to remember that if you want to have coins to be able to sell in the event of a huge pump, you need to make sure you obviously haven't got all of your coins delegated and staked, and maybe you've got a little bit sat on an exchange ready to sell if the event arises. It's my own opinion, and it's not financial advice. Do remember that, and none of this is financial advice. Stay safe out there, folks. If you haven't subscribed yet, consider subscribing. We are, you know, providing as much of the most viable content we can, and just keeping you updated as things unfold. We've got Zardar coming on Thursday. Do keep an eye out for that one, folks. And yeah, if you've got any questions for Zardar, shoot them over to me on my Telegram group, and I will make sure to write them down and try get them asked if I can. If you don't know who Zardar is, he's one of the lead developers in Terra Rebels, and he has done a huge amount of work to keep people together, you know, keep people on track. He's held so many of the meetings and spent so much time planning the meetings and everything like that. He really is a viable person to speak to. We've had him on once before, and we're having him on again. So folks, catch you in the next one.